Good evening everyone. Today I'm making this video, but before starting I just want to share that there has been a lot of disruptions while making this video. Earlier also I tried to make shoot and record, but in that also during that time I received a call. I had to discontinue. Then again I started thought of recording. Then again there was a noise in the background. Then my pet started barking. Then there was some motorbike person going on the road. So suddenly struck my mind that there has been a lot of hindrances even before making this video. So this video is takes you to a completely different side of my spiritual journey. From here, you will start listening to the incidences which may seem very unrealistic to many people, and to the one in this journey, spiritual journey, for them it might be quite familiar one. Anyhow, let me start. So when I started on 19th January 2014, when I prayed for Jesus to come into my life, day after that day, I was sleeping during the night time. Suddenly I woke up and I opened my eyes and I saw in the dark there were around 8 to 12 figures moving around my room very comfortably. And those figures were quite tall and they were wearing like hood kind of a thing. And the face I couldn't see. It was quite black and the whole like raincoat kind, and it was black all. So I was at first I thought maybe I'm just imagining. So I just opened my eyes very wide and I realized that I'm not imagining, but actually I'm seeing them. And I got so scared, I just closed my eyes and I could sense somebody's breathing on my face very close. And just, it was a winter time, I just hid myself under my blanket quilt. And I don't know when I went to sleep, but my whole awareness, I was quite in awareness and I was very scared. So the next morning when I woke up, I shared this thing with my mother and my sister. So my sister said that the kind of figures I have been describing is like something she has seen in movies, like movies based on ghosts and spirits. And I'm not a fan of English movies, so she told me that the description is exactly like that. But for me, I saw something for the first time. Then later in that day, in the afternoon, I went to the house of the lady who had prayed for me to invite Jesus into my life, and I shared this thing. They were also very baffled that what's this happening, but my friend, she said that next time if this happens with you, you just rebuke them in the name of Christ. So I also came back home. I was quite confident that these kind of incidences don't happen quite often, and maybe by chance this happened. So I was quite comfortable. I had forgotten about it, what happened the day that last night, and I just slept. And again, in the middle of the night, I could sense somebody breathing. And this time I was so scared that I knew one thing in my heart, that no other gods can save me from what I was facing at that time, only Jesus. And at that point of time, I had never spoken the name of Jesus also. So I even couldn't pronounce it properly. And the words came out that I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Not even Jesus, but Jesus. I don't know what I said. And they just went away and I slept. And the next day again I shared the same thing with my friend and they were like quite surprised. And later on, from that day, I never saw them in my room again. Never. And but I didn't knew what has happened that night. And later nearly after 6 months. During that time, Facebook was quite popular, and I came across a video on Facebook where there was a Muslim guy who had shared his journey, and he had shared a little short video, and where he was describing how when he changed his faith from being a Muslim and he has come to the Christ or Jesus, he has seen certain figures, and exactly the description was the same the way I had seen the same figures. The description was exactly same, and I was shocked. And I realized at that point of time that whatever I had seen was not something which I made up by mind, but it was actually true. It has happened. And now, until after so many years, that was in 2014, after so many years, recently I came across another video where they were sharing that when you start your journey, spiritual journey, you start on a right path, then there are various dark and evil forces who try to stop you. So it's not about that being a Hindu, I was coming to Christ, and being a Hindu is a bad thing, or being a Muslim is a bad thing, and since that's why when we were coming to Jesus and this happened with us. No, the thing was that we were going on the path, and for us that path was through Jesus Christ. So there were certain forces who were trying to stop us and scare us off. So the moment my journey with Christ started, this was the first incident that happened. And later on, in my 5 years close walk, lot of incidences happen of different kind, which, as I will try to remember, if I come across, if I just remember, then I will share it randomly. But there were a lot of incidences during that journey. But for now being, I think this was the very prominent one which I remembered, because this happened immediately after I accepted the Jesus into my life, and it remained with me for quite long, and it was very clear. So thank you. Stay blessed. I hope this video will be helpful for those who are starting their journey or on the journey, or they encounter something like that. I hope this will be very helpful to them. Thank you.